Okay, let's get started on to the next video. The first thing we're going to have to do to start our snake game is get some assets into our game. And by assets, I mean all the visuals, the graphics that we're going to be using to make the game with. So this is a website called opengameart.org, and I'll put that link in the video description. And in the search bar up here, I'm just going to type snake and see what comes up. So already there's a bunch of results, people who have created free graphics for this type of game. And I'm just going to pick one of these up here. You can pick the same one or you can pick something different. And I am going to download this. And then what I'm going to do here, I click it twice. I clicked it twice. I only need one copy of this. Actually, I have 3 copies of it here. But anyways, I'm just going to open this up. Yes, I have not bought WinRAR, so sue me. I'm going to extract all of these onto my downloads folder as soon as it responds to me, because it is on my other screen. There we go. That's what I get for using 2 monitors here. So that creates a folder, and now I'm just going to drag this folder into my Unity project underneath this main folder, Assets, and that's going to import that right in. Now, I actually like to create this game a little bit differently, or my scene a little bit differently, so I like to organize and create folders. So I like to create one for sprites, for instance. So when we're talking about graphics in our game, we're actually talking about sprites, and that can be any type of visual asset. I just want to drag that under, and there we go, and I'm going to also rename this scenes folder to 1 scenes, just so I can have them in the order that I want them in. Now, you're going to see we have a bunch of different graphics. We have a you lose screen, we have a menu screen, some different tiles that we can use for the snake and the collectibles, a vignette, and a you win screen. Now, the textures, this one here named textures, is the main one I want to focus on, because there are multiple tiles. So we can't actually take out these tiles individually as is, but what we can do is go over here to the upper right corner where it says sprite mode single and change that to multiple and just click apply. And what this does is it allows us to now edit this entire texture and cut these up into individual components. Now the way we do that is by going to slice, and by default it's set to automatic, which means it will automatically slice all the different components, which works great if there's spacing between them. But I can see that in this graphic, these purple things are all connected as one, so this isn't actually going to work. So what I need to do is change it to grid by cell count, and now I just need to count how many rows and columns there are. So if I count across, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns, and clearly 2 rows. So if I change this to 7 columns and 2 rows and press slice, it creates some nice grids here. And if I click apply, now what I can do is close this, and you'll see that I can pick out any one of these graphics and just import them into the scene. By default, one of them is already in here, which is actually the one I want, but if I just want to click and drag, I can drag this out and drop it in. Now the other problem is this is way too big for what I want. I could just change the scale of this automatically, but I'm going to have to change the scale of all of these. So what you can do here is you can click on the main asset, the one that says textures, and go here to pixels per unit and just increase this number to something like 350 and click apply. And you'll see that shrinks it down, and that's going to shrink down any of the assets that I put on here to the same length and width, which is exactly what I want. So I'm just going to leave that first one in the scene. And that's basically how you get assets in here. So again, you don't have to use the same assets. This is just the ones I picked for this video. So find some snake assets you like, and then we can move on.